Hey guys, it's JableCG, and this is like the 40 millionth attempt at recording this. People are very loud. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Anyway, first off, I want to make an apology. I haven't uploaded anything in around 2 weeks. And yeah, I feel kind of guilty on that. I originally started out hoping to be able to upload 2 or 3 times a week. And it's just not realistic. It's been very unfortunate, but I've just been incredibly busy these last 2 weeks. There's not a day where I haven't actually stayed back after school to just do more work in order to catch up with exams and things like that. And yeah, so I actually haven't even been to my locals in almost a month now. Just after I made my Hazy Flame deck profile was the last time I went to a locals, because I got that off a mate there. But yeah, so this is going to be on Infernity. I said I was going to upload something this weekend, and I realised today it's Sunday, and it's getting to 5 o'clock now. Well, it was 4 o'clock when I started trying to make this. Just gives you how much of an idea, how many copies of this video I've made. Yeah, and I thought, okay, let's upload something. And this is what I came up with. Infernities. This is mainly a kind of talk, discussion, kind of rant kind of thing. So, let's first off get off my original inspiration for the video. I don't run Dark Grepher. Don't worry guys, I'm not insane. Yeah, a lot of people have been going on at me like, where's Dark Grepher? Honestly, you are now a bad player because you don't run 1 card. What? Sorry, I think there was like a count on how many Yu-Gi-Oh cards there are in the game, and it's definitely like over 10,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it's edging on like 100,000 different cards. And you're telling me that unless you run an exact 40 card build, that it's not a good deck? It immediately just becomes invalid? That's insane. Yeah, there's certain decks that are known for the fact that they're cookie cutter, but this is a deck with so many variants online, and you're trying to tell me that there's only one way to play it? Honestly, that's insane. So what? I like Infernity Inferno. What is so bad about it? I uploaded my opinion. This isn't really a complaint to YouTube. YouTube's been fairly fine with it, actually. It was more I was on forums because I haven't been able to go out anywhere. The odd time that I have free, I can spend on a forum or on YouTube. And yeah, I uploaded a deck profile to DN forums. Very good forums, actually. It was more like Pojo, where I found a load of hate for it. But yeah, and they were like, oh, you have to run this. And one comment that really got on my nerves is when someone posted something, I said, well, that's just cookie cutter, and I wanted to try something different. And then someone else said, it was completely normal saying, he was like, yeah, well, it's kind of, everybody kind of posts cookie cutter, but, and then went on to say blah blah blah, which just gave an explanation of the cookie cutter, which I already knew. And I told him like, thanks for it. And then this other guy went on and went, well, at least we know someone else actually knows how to play the deck well, not shit. And it was like he posted on to say all this crap, and I'm just like, oh, fuck off. It really got on my nerves. But anyway, and that's just gonna bring me nicely to the start of this video. Infinities. There are millions of ways of playing this deck. The traditional way, which how it originally got played. Well, it originally got played with Trish in triple launchers. Unfortunately, you don't have triple launcher anymore. But where you've got your 100 Eyes loop, you've got these guys. There used to run Infernity Beetle, where you go into Mistworm, which is cool, and that's cool. That's generally your cookie cutter build or main variants build. But then you've got your Exceeds variant, which is kind of cool. OCG's been getting a lot of these. I saw first place. I think it was 88 people, first place. He beat like Mermails, Firefist, which is pretty cool. He actually went undefeated, I'm pretty sure, with an Exceed variant, and that's really awesome. It's something that we can't play yet, but well, I can't play yet. I'm not from America, so we don't have all the dual terminal, I believe it is. But yeah, Xyz variants. I'm going to run quickly through these variants and then tell you about them. You've got your random light tech cards, which you've got your Infernity Beetle. Actually, Vexcus466 uploaded a video from the Toulouse regionals. Matthew Chastain, he's a judge, and he ran a Infernity Beetle variant. Apparently, he got a load of hate for it, which is another thing that I'm just going to go on to here. He got a load of hate for it, which is kind of a pain. There is the FDK. The FDK is it's not viable at all. I'm not going to say it's viable. I'm not going to troll y'all and say, oh yeah, this is totally a viable way of playing the deck. But, kudos to making that. An FTK is, in any form, is kind of cool. So, yeah, that's cool. I actually saw this the other day, and the guy just didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh my god! And he was like, okay. And I, got it for 10p. So chuffed at that. Mint condition as well, honestly, awesome. It's got a little wear on the edges, but nothing else. It's awesome. Yeah, so there are so many different ways of playing this deck. So I mean, Infernity Randomizer, that's another popular way of playing the deck. It's a different variant, completely different variant. Deck's completely different structure. But yeah. And there's so many different ways. I mean, I've just looking today. One of my favourite archetypes, apart from Infinities, is Chess. Chess Archfiends. Chess Archfiends are so cool. It's an entire archetype based around chess. And yeah, I love chess. It's an amazing game. It's what originally got me into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I enjoyed the strategy of Yu-Gi-Oh! And compared it to chess. And no, I don't run Deathstroke Archfiend, but there is a card coming out. Sorry about this, but I'm going to make you look at my computer, which is awkward, but this thing, it's called Trick Archfiend, and it's a level 3 fiend, so that means it's searchable by Tour Guide. And what it does is Trick Archfiend, 1000 attack. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, or if this card was destroyed with battle and sent to the graveyard, you can add one Archfiend monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use its effect once per turn, and you can't add itself. So, what are you going to be like, oh, what that? But for all you that already know what I'm talking about, Infernity Archfiend is an Archfiend. So it's effectively a search for your Archfiend, which would be kind of cool. I'm thinking maybe Xyz variants. Possibly in Wild Run. I mean, this is completely a hypothesis. Let me bring this to the centre here. Is you running them three? Infernity Knight, for the fact that it's an Infernity, so you can make instant rank 3s with Necromancer. And you'd run this Archfiend dude, so you could search out your Infernity Archfiend. And then you'd run your tour guide, which would effectively search out 3 different cards in your deck, which would be kind of cool. That's just a possible idea off the top of my head. So, yeah, what type of the deck do you play? Do you play the normal cookie cutter build? Do you have something a bit different? If you have something a bit different, post it. If I haven't covered a type of the deck, post it. I'd love to find out a different type of the deck. I'm pretty sure I covered them all, but yeah. So I want to know your guys' opinion on this deck. What its future is? Do you reckon it'll stop and be as it's reached its absolute best, or do you reckon there is a reason why there is apparently, according to someone else versing on DN who was finding a load of Infinities online, he was saying there is a shit ton of them online. I'm thinking the Xyz over here. And yes, so what do you think the future of this deck is? Do you reckon there is a possibility for more support? Do you reckon there's no possibility for support, but maybe some external cards? See, what I've always found is when an old deck gets some accidental support by Konami, they often re-release a lot of the cards, and maybe even sometimes make a new card for it. I'm trying to think of an example, can't really think of one. But yeah. So, what do you guys think? I'm just going to briefly say a bit about all the different deck types. So I feel obliged to say this just so I don't have to cover it later. You've got your first type. I'm going to cover this one first because it is the vast majority ran. 100 Eyes. 100 Eyes Mirage Loop. That is the one I found the most of online. So I'm going to say it's the majority of Infernity players' choice. Don't hold me to that. Okay? That's just my observations, if you will. So you've got your 100 Eyes Synchro. You can spam this out really easy. Necromancer, Infernity Archfiend, Infernity Avenger. Simples. And from that you can get into multiple different level 8s, such as these guys. You can get into your level 5s, you can get into your level 4s. And yeah, that's pretty much that. It's not exactly the most individual. No, what am I saying? Anyway, you've got your Beetle variant. This is a shit copy of Beetle. I've got my 3 Beetles somewhere in a pile of cards, in the pile of cards that I may use in future. I've got like separate tins. Does anybody else do that? Where you've got tins full of shit cards you'll never use, cards that are old and you like from the past, so you like root through them and you're just like, oh, I remember this deck. And then you've got tins full of cards that are your favourite cards and cards you may use. The tin that you basically take to a tournament and lug around just in case you want to swap out a sudden tech. So yeah, you use Beetle, same principle as Avenger, except you're bringing out 9s. You've got your FTK. I will go through this loop if people request it. Tell me what you want for the loop. I will post the original as well, if you want the loop, because that guy created it. I don't know his name. I will find out for you if you want to know. You've got probably the coolest of Infernity decks, the Infernity Randomizer. Just generally, I played this one, and it's fun because of the advantage you get, because it's a +1 every time. Definitely try that one out. You want to go cookie cutter with that. I know I've been saying don't go cookie cutter, but there is sometimes only one way to play a deck, and Infernity Randomizer, you play it along the lines of you use it to draw loads of shit ton of traps and then gain advantage. Shit, that's a lot of glare. Sorry. And then you've got your Xyz. I don't have Lava Val Chain. Don't make me go on again about that again. And Daigusto Emerald. They're the other ones that you kind of play. So yeah. So, in a summary of this kind of rant, post what you want to see next. Post whether you want to see other things on my channel. What type of Infernity do you play, if you play Infernity at all? What do you think the future of Infernitys are? And 5, just general feedback on your opinions. You know? I'd like to form a good discussion. And, as always, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace out.